Hey guys, so welcome to my channel. So in this video we are going to continue our Python tutorial series, and today we are going to learn about sets. So without wasting our time, let's get started. So what are sets? Well, if you have properly studied mathematics in your high school, so you will remember that there is a topic named as sets, and in sets we used to solve problems using Venn diagrams and stuff. Here also these are the same sets, but now we are going to solve problems using Python codes instead of doing manually. Well, just like dictionary, tuple or list, set is another data type which stores multiple values, and this data type is table and it is unordered. What does it mean by mutable is that it can be changed, its element can be changed, and by means of unordered is that their elements are not indexed. So you can't access it by index, but there are other ways. So how will we create sets? Well, for creating sets we have to use the same brackets that we use to create dictionaries. So if I copy this code and if I paste it here, so here in this code you can see we are creating a set with a variable name a, in which these are the following values, and here we are printing the type of a and length of a. So let's just run the code. Here you can see the first line we have got the type of set, type of a, which is obviously set, and then in second line we have got the length, and in third line we have got what are the elements that are there. You can see that the orders are changed, like the way we enter the elements in our set, it is not in the same order. And if we had some duplicate values, then it would have removed those values, and instead of having duplicates we have just unique values. For example, if I suppose type 1 2 3 again, so here you can see how many times I have 1 2 3. Well, I have 2 times. First time it is here, second time it is at the last. But now if I would again run the code, so here you can see the length didn't got changed. Nothing actually got changed. Why? Because it neglects and it ignores the duplicate values. That's why sets are different. There are some sorts of rules that you need to remember. For example, if you have things like 1 and true at the same time in your set, like here we have, so it won't consider both of them separate. Set will consider both of them as equal, and it will reject one of the values. For example, let's just paste it here, and now if I will run my code again, so here you can see I have just got 1 2 3, not that true. Why? Because true and 1 are considered same in sets. The same goes for false. Like if I will press 0 and then false, then both will be considered same. Here also you can see I have first got 0, then 1 2 3, but didn't got either true or either false. That's how sets work. Well, you can create set using set constructor too. For example, here I have created set using set constructor, and if I would show you how is it being created, so here you can see we have used double parentheses. Why? Because if we would have used single one, so it would have considered 1 2 3 3 3 3 and this as separate values, and they wouldn't have been considered as single one the way it is being considered if we use double parentheses. So instead of creating set, it would have given us error, but now it won't give us. So if I would type Python and then run the program again, so it is running perfectly. But suppose that I would have simply just did this. Now if I would again run this, so it will give me error. Why? Because it is considering 123 and 4124 as separate elements, or I can say separate arguments, but it requires only one argument to convert it into set. So that's how you should use set constructor. So how can we access elements of set? Well, here, because of the fact that it is not any ordered set, so we don't have any indexes. So here we can use for loop for accessing sets. For example, here we have for loop, and it is what it is doing is it is iterating through every element of A, even though it is not indexed, but still we can iterate. So here you can see we have iterated through all the elements of the set, and we can also, through the same way, we can check whether any element exists or not. For example, here we are checking like whether this element is existing or not. Here you would have guessed that it would print true, and then the next time it should print false. Well, I will run the program again. So here you can see in the first line it is printed true because yes, 1, 2, 3 exist in A. In second line, 1, 2, 3 if wouldn't have existed, then it would have given us true, but actually it exists, so hence it will give us false. Now how can we add items? Well, for adding items we have different kind of functions. First one is add function. So how do we use add function? We have to simply type dot add and run whatever element we want to add. So here, if I would run the code, so here you can see we have got 12 as another element. If I would have simply added extra line of print before adding the element 12, so what would have got? Here you can see in the first line we didn't have 12 as element. Now in second line we have it. You can also add elements from another set using update command. Well, you can use it. So if I would simply, what I do is that I just go and copy and paste it here, and now if I would just type Python and p dot, so here you can see I've got a big list of set. If I would have printed it before, like now if I would have done it again, so here you can see in the first set we have something like 5 elements, and in second set we have 3 elements, and then we simply added the third set into, the set B into set A. Hence we got bigger set, and that's how it looks. Well, using the update function, you can even use something like list or dictionary too to add the elements set. For example, here it has used list for adding the elements to your set. So if I were to change it, so now it is a list, and if I will again run the code, still it will give me the same result. But here you can see that if I will in the type of A and Here, if I will print the type of B, then both are completely different. First one is set, second one is list, but still we are able to add them. That's what the beauty of set is. So now further moving on, let's go to next topic. Well, here we have to remove elements, and this is how we remove. We use two kinds of function. One is remove function and another is discard function. Well, why there are two functions? Well, there is a reason behind. When you are using remove function, then you can't put any element without considering whether it exists or not. For example, here, if I would simply give another line of print and then run the code, so here you can see I have removed 123 from the set. But suppose if I would have tried for an element which doesn't exist in this set, so what it would have given me as a result? Here it would have thrown me error. But suppose if I would have used similar discard, so if I will run the code again, so here you can see it doesn't throw any error. Instead, it is just like it is muted. So sometimes you are not sure about whether this element exists or not, but you also want to remove if that exists. So you can use discard function instead of typing if else statement to if this element exists and do this, if this element doesn't exist and do another kind of thing. So that's how you can use it. And you can use we have another function called clear, which will clear the whole set. So all the elements in this will be gone. So if I will type again, so here you can see in the first line we have got all the elements, but in the second line we have just written as set. Now we have the most important part of set. Why do we actually need sets in Python? Why is it so important? So in sets we are doing simply the same thing that we would have did maybe in your schools, in high schools, using in the set chapter using Venn diagrams. You might have did union, you might have did intersections and stuff. All the operations that you have learned, you can do the same operations here too. So here first we have union. So how can we do that? We have to simply do here you can see I have two sets A and B, and what we have did here is that we have used union function and we have did union of A and B here. So if I would run it, so here we have got a function in union, and if I will print both of the sets too for better clarity, so here you can see what it simply did is it added elements of A and B and created a new set named C. Here you can see, and other than that it had ignored all the duplicates in both A and B. Now we have intersection of two elements. Well, it is same as what you have did in schools, like in intersection you used to you used to sort out all the elements that were there common in both the sets. So, and you used to write down all the elements that are actually common and ignore any other element that are not common in both of them. So here also we will do the same thing. if I would run the code, so here you can see that we have 49 and 90 as a common element. Here you can see that 49 and 90 are common, but all the other elements are not common in it. In set B we have 12, 13, 14 other than 49 and 90, and while in set A we have 123, 44, 125 as elements, and both of these threes are not common in both other sets. That's why in intersection you won't see these values, you won't see them, and you will see only 49 and 90. Well, you can do union using the union operator too. Here, if you can see, I will show you. So here this is a union operator, and if I will run the code again, so here you can see I have got again the same result, but this time I had already did union using the union operator instead of the union function or method. And now we can do union of multiple sets using the union operator, and that's why it is very useful. Like here you can see that we are doing union of A, B, C and making a new set named C, and this is how you will do. It was not possible, I guess, in union method. Maybe it can be possible, but it is better to write in this way because it is much shorter to write and easy to understand. So here you can see we have got union of all the three sets, and same goes for intersection too. Like we can use AND operator instead of slash to do the same thing. Like here you can see that we are using AND as intersection operator. So if I would type Python again, so here you can see 49 and 90 are the elements that we would get common in them. And also we have difference using difference function. If you would have remembered that how you used to do difference in your sets that you have learned in your high school, so you will probably be able to figure it out. What it will do is that if anyone doesn't know how to do difference, so I will tell you that in difference, what you used to do that you used to check all the elements that are present in A, and then try to remove all the elements that are common with B. So whichever element, like suppose like here we have 49 common. We have 49 in both places, here and here too. So what it will do that it will remove 49, and then we have 90 common, so it will remove 90. That's how difference works. Here you can see we have got 49 and 90 removed from the set. We have only 123, 44 and 125 in the set. Now we can do the same thing with using difference operator. Here you can see that if I will run the code again, so it will give me the same result. Now we have symmetric difference. Well, what does this will do is that it will check for basically the difference in like the common elements in both the sets, and will keep only those elements which are not present in both the sets. That means these are present either in set A or either in set B. So here in both the sets we will neglect 49 and 90, but other than that all the elements that are present in set A and B will be printed. So if I would simply run the code, so here you can see that we have got a symmetric difference, and in this we didn't got 49 and 90. Why? Because they were present in both the sets. So by doing symmetric difference, we simply remove all the elements that were there in both the sets. Only those elements that are not common in both the sets, that is, they are either in set A or either in set B, was printed. Now we can do the same thing using union operator too. Like if you will write something like this, so you will get the same results. Here we have got the same exact result using union operator. Now, why we are using things like union operator or union method? Why there is not any single thing? Like we are doing the same thing with union operator and union method both. So why do we need both of them? Well, there are sometimes the cases like you would have a list and a set, and you won't like to do a union in them. So for example, with methods, what you can do? Well, I will simply change from set to a list, and now if I will do something like this and run the code again, so here you can see it had got error. But instead of doing that, if I will do something like something like this, so this time it won't give me error. Why? Because it handled B and it knew that B is a list and performed the operations accordingly. And the same goes for other methods too. If you would use union, so here also you can see you have got a union of both the sets. But if you would have used something like this, so you would have probably got an error. But the thing with this method is that they are very long to write, and while coding we want to write fast things, so many times when it is already a set, so why not use something which is shorter? So we use something like this when they are sets. But sometimes when you are working with a set and a list, so you might like to use something like this to get your work done. Because if you wouldn't have used this, so instead of doing like a.union, you would have first did some kind of conversion, like A and B is equal to a set of B, and then you would have simply did the union again, and here you would have got the same result. But what you noticed is that here we have got extra line that could have been reduced by simply doing this. And in coding, you should keep your code as much small as possible and reliable as it can be, so that it works beautifully and still it doesn't consume too much resources. So that's how union methods work, and that's why set is important for your Python learning, because there are a lot of things that there are many times like you want to do some kind of union and some kind of intersection operation or any other operation that I have mentioned, and you won't be able to do it in something like list. So you need a separate data type named as set that can handle this. Well, that was all about set, and that's all for this video. And I hope that you might have enjoyed the video, and and I will see you next time. Till then, bye bye, take care.